Okay, so you'll start off with 10 repetitions of each. First, you start off in tabletop with your shoulders stacked on top of your wrists, your hips stacked on top of your knees. And really all we're doing is a bracing sequence. So it's taking an inhale, and then exhale, drawing everything together. But notice it doesn't look like I'm actually doing anything, right? I'm not twisting in through the torso. I'm trying to keep neutrality in through the spine, a little tuck of the tail, and then just engaging and then kind of disengaging, engaging and kind of disengaging. So imagine that the ribs just want to dig into the hips or be sewn into the hips. After you do 10 of those, you'll do 10 bird dogs. So you'll reach right in through here. You'll pause for a split second to get stability. If you can, you'll be able to show me like a video or two so I can tell that you're not kind of tilting in through this way, dipping, but everything is tight and the tail tucks under. 10 repetitions of those, that's 5 each side. And then from there, you'll do 10 repetitions of modified side plank leg lifts. So I'm here. First, I want to root through the shoulder. I want to find external rotation, right? So just make sure that you're not allowing that anterior delt to bear all the weight. You want to support it in through the rotator cuff. My right knee is down. My left leg is here. My arm is reaching or hanging out back here if you want a little internal rotation stretch. You get stability in through the shoulders, feel it all in through the obliques, and then from there, you will abduct the leg out to the side. And if you were to see me from the side, I'd be right in through here, and I'd want to make sure that the leg is not behind me, but is actually kind of in front of me. So that way when I'm lifting and lowering, you can find a little bit of that hollow body. Yeah? After that, you'll rock on over to your back. You got leg passing. I sit, or I lay, with my knees stacked directly on top of my hips. I try to breathe with a braced core, so super tight in through the core and just pass the legs. If you want to make life a little spicy, you can bring your hands behind your head. But if you want, you can allow your head to drop back and allow your shoulder blades to drop back too. Try to find breath as you're here. Right now I'm holding my breath, so technically I'm half-assing the exercise. I don't want you to half-ass. I want you to do it as prescribed. So breathe tight in through your belly. And then from there we have oblique leg raises. Let me push my stepping stool out of the way. I'm here. My leg can either be straight. This is what you work up to, Brett. I don't want you to do this today. I just want you to let you know where you will be. You're either going to bring the knee, bend the knee, or just stamp the left foot into the ground. Because your arms are going to reach over to the right. You're reaching over like you have spirit fingers. I know. Feel loud and proud. And maybe you do it to like a fun song or something. I don't know. But both shoulder blades reach. If your neck is at all bothered, you can bring the hands behind the head. From there, 10 times you lower, and then you lift. Take an inhale. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Right? So explore a little bit of movement, and of course let me know if anything gets fiery, especially in through the glutes. Right now I'm having your hip flexor work a lot, and so you're going to have to be very connected to how much movement the hip flexor is then affecting that deep butt pain, right? So let's try to draw some connections there. So you'll do 10 of those, and then that should finish the set, all right? Next, you're going to spend about 5 minutes each side. You'll start up at the hip flexor. Boom, you'll get in through there. You can kind of roll directly on top of it. I like to bring it off to one leg over to the side so I can get a little bit of leverage and I can kind of rock in through there. And then from there, you'll rock on over to kind of your side. You want that open space. Your femur kind of lays up into your hip. You can literally feel that. And so then if you kind of rock on over to your side, you should be able to find that open space right in your iliac crest that you can kind of rock into. And that TFL will then be attaching high up into that hip. And then from there, it actually travels all the way down. So you can bring the knee in so you can find some hip flexion. Of course, always draw connections to how that's affecting then the glutes. Especially since after a couple minutes there, you'll rock onto the glutes. You'll bring yourself over. Try to find that high. Start up high and then travel inward. See if you can't relax kind of the bigger muscles before you go deeper, deeper, deeper. And of course, knee comes into the chest, exploring movement, but then also exploring nothing. Just kind of letting the tissue relax over, and then maybe shifting your body side to side, and then being relaxed again. And maybe doing less might be something that you explore this time instead of just really kind of trying to get in there. right? After that, you'll go into a seated thread the needle. I'm going to pull my stool on over here. A little stepping stool. I'm going to sit down. I'm here. And then you'll find a place to sit, and you'll take your own ankle and put it on top of your other thigh. If you find that you need something a little bit higher, that's fine. Just get onto a bench or something that you can then sit and comfortably put the ankle on top. Because from there, if this is already uncomfortable, then what we're about to do next is just going to be horrific. So make sure that you're comfortable first. And then inhale, grow tall, right? So I'm coming out of the shot because I'm so tall. And then from there, I'm going to exhale. I'm going to bring myself forward. You're going to bring it forward for the entirety of your exhale, maybe 4 or 5 seconds. And then from there, you come back and ease out of it. You might be able to push down a little bit more. You could grab onto something and kind of corkscrew your way on out. Notice how much that knee is dropping. My hip is externally rotating. I bring myself back in, and then I head back in. I dip in for about 4 or 5 seconds, my whole inhale. And then I ease off. I might push it down, but you'll be here for about 4, 5, 6 of those, kind of easing in and out of them. And then other side. It should take you about a minute or so. If you notice that one side's a little bit tighter, hang out there a little bit longer. I'm going to jump out on a limb here and probably say that's your right side, but keep me posted. All right, we are mobilizing before and we are mobilizing after. So first you'll foam roll your lats. I prefer the foam roller, again, if I need to say this, I prefer the foam roller as opposed to the knot out because there's ribs there. So it's nearly impossible, especially for me, to relax when I have the knot out in my lats. And if I can't relax, then I'm going to assume that most people that maybe aren't quite as flexible or well-versed in relaxing into stretches, maybe we'll have a harder time. So definitely make sure you use a foam roller and not a knot out. Just saying. After that, you're going to bring yourself into a front rack stretch. You're going to do both. So first you're going to try to get the tricep in line, the bicep and tricep in line and past the ears. Right on here, I'm going to grab on. You can even just like hang out here, you know, as I'm just sitting here talking to you, kind of playing around. One of my biggest things is that I always kind of hike the traps up. Just remind yourself to relax them down. A lot of times you can get a little bit deeper. I'm going to reach over. I might even hold that for 4 or 5 and then bring it on back, get a little looser. And then I want to mobilize the true position. So once this feels like there is no that it's kind of gone to its limit, that it's opened up as much as it's going to, then bend your knees, ease off, and then bring yourself into a front rack position. And it's going to stretch a lot through your forearms, especially since those seem to be super, super tight. If you feel any tension in through the elbow, it's not worth it. Come on out of it and let me know immediately. So we're hanging out right in through here. I'm trying to get my hand to the outside of my shoulder so it emulates a true front rack. And then from there, I can glide the elbows through. I can even kind of stretch into that position, trying to bring the elbows up, and then again. And then I can kind of do a little hybrid of reaching them up and then mobilizing them right back down again. So about 90 seconds, both before and after, and then do it and just be amazed at the results, right?